to my channel. We are doing another brand review and brand collection video. I think this is my smallest collection to date. However, could potentially be one of my most expensive if you look at the total value. It is Hermes. Now, Hermes, I think, is the pinnacle of luxury brands. I think you've got Hermes, and then you've got the likes of Chanel and Dior, and then you've got your Saint Laurent, your Givenchy's, your Balenciagas. And I would kind of say that's the tier. And I don't really think there are many brands that top Hermes when it comes to particularly leather goods and, of course, handbags. Now, the pinnacle of Hermes handbags is the Birkin, of which I do have a couple. I don't have a Kelly, and I don't have any other Hermes bag. I only have my 2 Birkins, which is honestly more than enough. I got them both around the same time. This one I bought for myself, preloved, when I turned 30. It was my 30th birthday gift to myself. And I bought it. It's not new. I think it's 10 years old, this bag, but it is in almost pristine condition. There's a few scratches on the hardware, but otherwise the corners are pretty good on here. And I can't remember for the life of me what the name of this leather is, but it's one of the more grained leathers, and it seems to be quite hardy. I will show you my second Birkin in a minute. The second Birkin is a very delicate leather. I never use it. But this one I do use. I do use it periodically. However, I am incredibly precious with it. And that, I would say, is the problem with these expensive Birkin bags, is that I find, and I can't speak for everybody, but I find that I have to be really careful with it. And if I'm out, I'm always worried about my bag. I'm worried, am I putting it on the floor? Is it kind of, am I hitting it on people? Can I really go on the tube if I'm carrying this bag? And I don't find that it's an enjoyable experience because of that. Using it isn't enjoyable, like perhaps maybe using my Dior bags is, which I have no problem using my Dior bags at all, and I wear them everywhere. I'll happily wear them on the bus or anywhere. But these I'm a little more conscious of. So that's my orange one. And then this is my black one. As I mentioned, this is a more delicate leather. This is a Swift leather. And I was given this as a gift for my 30th birthday from my mother. Now, my mother has quite a few Birkins, and this was from her collection. So again, it's not brand new. But actually, this is quite a special one because it has got brushed palladium hardware. I don't know if you can see that, but the hardware's not shiny, and that was special order, and they very, very rarely do special order Birkins anymore. Nowadays, you just join a wait list, and you can say what you like, but you can't get it ordered in especially for you, and that was what was done with this. One thing I would recommend, not just on Birkins and Kellys, but really on any handbag you have that is a top handled bag, is getting these silk twillies and wrapping them around the handles, because I tell you what, it really stops dirt transferring onto the bag. I've noticed, particularly with the orange one that I do use quite a lot, that the silk twillies are starting to get quite dirty, and I'm really grateful that the dirt is on the £140 twilly rather than the £10,000 Birkin, or maybe they're less now. To be honest, I don't really know how much they are, because I didn't buy them new. So I don't really know what the price of a new Birkin is. If you know what the price of a new Birkin is, let me know. I am not a master of knowledge when it comes to the Birkin. I know there are some women and men out there who know about all the leathers, all the colours, all the stamps and what they mean, and I don't really know that much. All I know is that I wanted one in my wardrobe really for the sake of having it, because I think it is the ultimate handbag for a handbag obsessive to have. But that's really all I know about it. And I would say that now that I've ticked it off the list, I'm not in a hurry to add any more to my collection, which I think is quite interesting because I know some women become Birkin obsessives. Now, the other things in my Hermes collection pretty much all fall under the accessories category. I don't have any Hermes shoes and I don't have any Hermes ready to wear. This is just, this twilly is a little bit mucky, but this is just another example of like one of the Hermes twillies that you can get. So you don't have to get the really bold patterned ones. You can get kind of more classic ones. And this is more like the Hermes ribbon on a pink. And I know that they did this in lots and lots of colours. And you don't have to put Hermes twillies on Hermes bags. You could put an Hermes twilly on a Givenchy Antigona, for example. Or I know that Dior do twillies now. Chanel probably do twillies. Everybody does twillies. But I really recommend getting yourself some twillies and, as I said, wrapping them around the handles of your bag. One thing I really do love from Hermes, and I have a few bits and pieces of it, is their enamel jewelry. And I think I have spoken about this in a previous video. I think it was in a Christmas gift guide video, and I was talking about what to buy the fashionista in your life. And I think I love these. I really, really love these enamel bangles. They're so easy to wear. And they're a great way of adding a little bit of luxury to your look without being too ostentatious or too over the top. So this is just a simple kind of enamel bangle, and then it's got the Hermes horse and carriage logo. And these come in several different sizes. This is the thinnest size. I have a feeling this is the middle size, and then there might be two larger sizes. I know they do a very thick one. I'm just wondering if there's a size in between this and the super thick. So there's either 3 or 4 different widths that you can get. And they come in loads and loads and loads of colours. And then if you want something that's a little more, I guess, obviously Hermes, a little bit more logoed, these click-clacks are super, super popular. And again, they come in different sizes, different widths. In terms of wrist size, they come in 2 sizes. There's a small and a large. I wear the small size, and it fits me pretty well. There you go. So you can kind of see what it looks like on. And these are really, really nice. Again, it's a great entry-level piece if you want to get into Hermes, or if you want to get into, really high-end luxury. I really recommend these. And they come in rose gold, yellow gold, and palladium. And then again, a bit like this hardware, you can find it with a brushed metal. If you get really lucky, you can also get the really beautiful brushed metal too, which I would really like one. I haven't found one yet, but I do know you can get them. They're just tricky to find. And then, following on from the bracelet theme, I got this recently. I think I bought this around Christmas time, and I really wanted one of these for so long. This is the Collier de Chien bracelet, and it's leather, and I've got it with the rose gold hardware. And this is quite a statement cuff. I mean, on the wrist, it really stands out. And the only thing I'd say about this, sometimes when I wear it out, especially if I wear it shopping, it's really irritating because you have to take it on and off, because getting dresses and sleeves over the top of it is a bit of a pain in the ass because it's so bulky. But my goodness, does it make a statement. And I love it. I love the real rock and roll kind of heaviness that it has to it. I personally love the gold with the black, but again, it does come in silver, like all the other pieces of jewelry. So if you prefer silver, in fact, I would love to have a silver one and a gold one so that I could wear them all the time, because I'm still quite traditional and I don't tend to mix metals. So I normally do an all gold or all silver. I know it's perfectly acceptable to mix metals. I don't know what it is about me that I just find it's just not me. I like to kind of be a little bit matchy. But I really recommend these. But these are astoundingly expensive. I think they're about £1,200. I bought this one pre-loved, and I paid £490 for it, which was still a lot of money, but compared to what they are new, it seemed like really, really good value. But yeah, love these. And again, very classically Hermes, and perhaps slightly more entry level than buying a bag. And then I have this watch, which is vintage, and it's got the padlock on it, which is very much like, I wonder if I can show you. If you look at this padlock, it's basically supposed to be kind of harking to the padlock that they have on their Birkins and Kellys, and then they've just put it into a watch, so you can see it's got like a little gold face with the clock on it, so you can tell the time, and it's really nice. And this is lovely because it's like wearing a piece of jewelry. It's a watch that really is like a piece of jewelry. So if I'm going out in the evening, I tend to wear this. You can pick these up vintage for not a lot of money, probably £400, £500, maybe £600, depending on the condition, and it's really beautiful, and it's classically Hermes. And I don't know why they don't hold their value, because I think they're really lovely. So if you do want to go down the vintage route, I really recommend these watches. And then finally, I am going to talk about something that I probably wear on a daily basis, and that is a Hermes belt. Now, I have, as you can see, loads and loads of belts in all kinds of different colours. And the great thing about Hermes belts is not only are they reversible, so you can see at the moment I've got the gold buckle on this sort of denim blue colour. I can then turn the belt around, take the buckle off, pop it back on, and now I've got it on a black belt. So all you need to do is buy the buckle once, and I have a gold buckle and I have a silver buckle, and then you can just buy the leather belts, and it's such like an easy way to have a belt for every single occasion, every single colour, every single size. Like I have some belts that are the same colours but different sizes. So if I'm wearing high-waisted jeans, I can wear my smaller size, or if I need something a bit lower on the hips, I can wear my larger belt size. And I really recommend it. The only thing is, Hermes has slightly cottoned on to the fact that people now only buy one buckle and loads and loads and loads of different leather belts. So there are some boutiques that make you buy it complete, i.e. they make you buy the buckle with the leather belt. However, there are some boutiques in some countries where you can buy them separately. But if you live in a country where you have to buy the belt complete, which can be quite expensive, and you don't want to have to keep buying gold buckles every time you want a belt, look on places like Vestiaire, because a lot of people will just sell just like the leather strap like this without the buckle, and it's a really cost-effective way of having multiple Hermes belts without having to spend full whack on them. Actually, there's one little piece that I forgot, which is ironic because this is the one piece I wear every single day. This is my Collier de Chien ring. You can see there. Now, it is actually the same as this, but in a ring version, and then really like minimized down. But it is the same thing. So it's got like the little ring, and then these kind of prism bits on the side. And I wear this every single day. And I think this is silver, it's not gold, and I think it's about £400. But it's, I think for a piece of like Hermes, I don't know if this is counted as fine jewelry, probably not because it's silver, but I'm going to call it fine jewelry because it's not enamel, it's not, it is technically a precious metal. And I just think that's a really, really gorgeous gift or keepsake to have. And I love wearing it. I love it, just goes with everything. It's just the right amount of statement without being overbearing. And that's quite a recent purchase. I bought that a couple of months ago, and I've been wearing it every single day. But as I was saying before, I realised I'd forgotten to talk about the ring. Generally with these brand review videos, I do talk about the brand as a whole and which pieces I would recommend buying. I think it's fairly obvious from what I've been saying in this video that the belts, definitely get the belts. And then I think the Enamel Jewelry is a really good entry-level way of getting into the brand if you haven't quite kind of geared up I always want to say courage to shop in Hermes, because it is on another level. The prices are obscene. And then if you are feeling very spendy, of course, Birkins, we are told all the time that Birkins are an amazing investment. The only thing I would say about Birkins is the pre-loved market is getting bigger and bigger and bigger for Birkins. So the idea of there being more demand than supply is not actually true. That is true if you want to go in store and buy a new one. Absolutely. That is still difficult to do. You still have to kind of pay your dues and become friends with a sales assistant and like build up your account with them and spend a lot of money with them. You do have to do that. But the truth is, if you want to go buy a Birkin tomorrow, you can. There are hundreds of places selling pre-loved Birkins, and reputable places as well. Like I can list off, and I'm happy to list them in the description bar below, loads of places where you can buy real Birkins with no issues at all. And I just wonder what the effect that will have, the fact that there just seems to be so many out there in the marketplace, and whether that will eventually affect the price of these bags. I'm not an expert, I don't know, but you know, the basic economic supply and demand, you know, if the supply is there and demand isn't, which eventually I think is going to happen and it's going to tilt that way, then perhaps these won't be as much money or fetch as much money as they have been in the past. Of course, the other point that I raised earlier is that they're such expensive bags that you do end up being quite cautious carrying them, which is another reason why I wouldn't necessarily recommend them on the daily. I normally love to wear my bags to death, and I don't mind wear and tear, but I just can't bring myself to do that on a bag that costs this much. So yeah, Birkins, I'm on the fence. When it comes to Birkins, I am still on the fence. I would love to know actually what your opinion is on the Birkin or the Kelly, and whether you think it's worth the money, whether you have one and if you wear it every day or if you're quite precious with it. I'd love to kind of start that discussion going. So if you have any insight or any pointers, please leave it in the comments below. I feel like I rambled quite a lot in this video. I hope it hasn't been too all over the place. I feel like maybe it lacked a bit of structure, but hopefully it has been helpful. I hope you've enjoyed seeing my Hermes collection. If you have any questions, as always, pop them in the comment box and I will get back to you. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and do subscribe for plenty more videos like this from me, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.